But before 5, still with me, Richard Tice from Leave Means Leave, Lucy Thomas, who was part of the Remain campaign, taking your calls on what no deal might mean for you. 0345 6060 973. Michael in Brighton is next. Hello, Michael. What's your question?
Hi there. I'm a cancer nurse. I'd like to ask Richard what I should say to my cancer patients, because if we leave with no deal, I'm unable to diagnose them and treat them for cancer because I won't have access to radioactive isotopes that we gain through Euratom.
So, as I understand on isotopes, I mean, there's not an exclusive constraint on producing isotopes from the European Union. They're produced in other countries around the world. So why wouldn't we buy those isotopes from those other countries? And of course, the issue with the arrangements with Euratom have been replaced, as I understand, by agreements with the International Atomic Energy Authority. So that
and you're incorrect on both points there. We could import them from other areas, but they decay in hours, so they will be rendered useless by the time they arrive at huge cost. And secondly, by the government's own accepted position, they have not made the progress they need to replace the legislation required to enact Euratom legislation. We can't just get them from anywhere else. We have to be bound by international law.
Yeah, well, of course we're bound by international law.
Just let Michael finish his point. Go on, Michael.
So if we don't have the legal frameworks, we can't get them from countries in a reasonable time, we don't produce them in the UK, what should I tell my patients?
So, as I say, the international framework, as I understand, has been replaced from Euratom to the International Atomic Energy Authority. And, you know, it's interesting. There were disruptions before, for example, when there was a Channel Tunnel fire in 2008, and there was industrial action. And, you know, actually the suppliers, as I understand, but do help me and other listeners, you know, were able to continue. So, you know, and at the end of the day, you know, why would businesses in the European Union who make profits producing these isotopes, why would they not want to sell them to us? Of course they do. And the thing is, what smart business people do...
trade, and that's exactly the point.
No, but smart business people will do deals.
But they can't do deals outside the legal framework that bounds this sort of product, because this product can be used as a dirty bomb, which is why it's so tightly regulated. And one of the key issues about all of this nonsense we're talking about, no deal, is we talk about trade. But we're not talking about trade, we're talking about international obligations. We don't, and I'm quite clear on this, Royal Colleges of Radiologists are also very clear, we do not have the legal framework in place to replicate what we get from Euratom. You're absolutely right, there's been disruptions before that can be replicated for a brief period of time for a very small volume through the airports, but that's not a sustainable solution, particularly when our nearest supplier is either South Africa or Russia. Do we really want to be beholden to Russia, a country that's attacked citizens of our nation? So when we talk about no deal, and I am talking from a position of knowledge here, I'm not sure what do I tell my patients?
What do you tell your patients, Michael? I mean, what are your options should no deal suddenly happen next Friday at 11 p.m., which it might?
So you're absolutely right, and the problem is I can't guarantee patients are going to be able to have treatment from the middle of a week on Friday. So we don't know. We are carrying on as best we can, but we're not in a position where I can say to Mrs. Smith, who's just been diagnosed with cancer, we'll be able to start her treatment because we don't know if we'll have supply. It's as simple as that. And the Royal College of Radiologists have actually come out and said, we need to create, inverted commas, wiggle room, and that means prioritising for patients who we know will respond better for treatments. The other phrase for it is rationing, and that's the impact of a no deal, but on a much greater scale than just waiting to sign an agreement or replicating some legislation. This is enormous for cancer treatments.
Of course, and the practical reality is, if you're right that the agreement with the International Atomic Energy Authority doesn't cover what this particular issue, then we have to assume that within a matter of hours or days, an interim agreement will be put in place.
But why would you make that assumption? This is about people's health.
Because exactly, why would politicians not want to?
Oh, wait a second. Why would politicians not?
No, come on. People will want to ensure that people's health is continued to be treated, and the businesses want to sell those products to us. So the practical reality is that arrangements will be put in place and then followed up with the appropriate long-term agreements. That's the practical reality, and I think we should...
Michael, last word to you.
The Royal College are very clear. The Royal Colleges are very clear. And the government themselves have admitted they haven't made the progress they should have done by this point in time. We are a week away from this no-deal situation. So you may feel that there would be something in place, but this is a government that hasn't considered insulin, is stockpiling body bags. I mean, for goodness sake, realistically, this is a government that has no or little regard for the benefit or welfare of patients.
Michael, thank you very much for the call.